Have you ever wondered what would happen if the world suddenly lost all its oxygen? A chilling thought, isn't it? But before we delve into the realm of the unthinkable, let's take a moment to appreciate this life-sustaining gas and its role in our existence. Oxygen, the third most abundant element in the universe, is a vital part of our atmosphere, making up around 21% of the air we breathe. It's not just us humans that rely on it. All animals and most plants need oxygen to survive. It's the fuel for our bodies, allowing us to convert the food we eat into energy. In the grand scheme of Earth's ecosystem, oxygen also plays a significant role in weather patterns, and protects us from harmful solar radiation. So, it's quite clear that oxygen is not just an element, it's a lifeline, a silent protector, and an unsung hero of our existence. Now that we understand the importance of oxygen, let's explore what would happen if it disappeared. Imagine in an instant all the oxygen on Earth disappears. The immediate effects on humans and animals would be alarming to say the least. Our lungs, designed to extract oxygen from the air, would become futile, leaving us gasping for breath. Within a matter of seconds, the lack of oxygen would lead to a loss of consciousness. But it doesn't stop there. This would rapidly be followed by death due to asphyxiation, a grim ending to a life without oxygen. Let's not forget our fellow inhabitants of the Earth. Animals would suffer a similar fate. Creatures that heavily rely on oxygen, such as fish and birds, would be hit especially hard. Fish, dependent on oxygen dissolved in water, would be left suffocating, while birds soaring high in the sky would plummet as the oxygen that lifts their wings vanishes. As we can see, the immediate impact on life would be catastrophic. The disappearance of oxygen wouldn't just affect living organisms, but the environment as well. Imagine a world without fire. Oxygen is a key component for combustion, and without it, every flame on Earth would instantly extinguish. This isn't just about not being able to light a candle or a campfire. Consider the implications for power plants that rely on burning fuels, or for vehicles depending on internal combustion engines. The world would plunge into darkness and immobility. Now let's turn our gaze upward. The ozone layer, a protective blanket in our atmosphere, contains a form of oxygen. The disappearance of oxygen would mean the collapse of this layer, leaving Earth vulnerable to harmful solar radiation. This could trigger a cascade of environmental disruptions, from increased temperatures to altered weather patterns. But the changes wouldn't stop there. Our blue planet's appearance would also undergo a drastic shift. You see, oxygen plays a vital role in a process called oxidation. This is what gives copper its green patina and makes iron rust. Without oxidation, the Earth's colors would dramatically change, leaving a landscape we would barely recognize. And what of the long-term effects? Well, brace yourself. Earth's crust contains a significant amount of oxygen. If it vanished, the crust could freeze over, creating a barren, icy wasteland. The oxygen in water molecules would also disappear. This means that all water bodies, from the smallest ponds to the vast oceans, would evaporate, leaving behind a dry, desolate planet. These are not scenes from a dystopian science fiction novel. These are the potential realities of a world without oxygen. The environmental impacts would be profound and irreversible. Our planet, as we know it, would cease to exist. So, let's not take oxygen for granted. It's not just the breath in our lungs, it's the lifeblood of our Earth. Life as we know it wouldn't stand a chance without oxygen. It's a startling thought, isn't it? In the long run, the disappearance of oxygen would mean the extinction of all oxygen-dependent organisms. That's pretty much everything we know and love. Dogs, cats, birds, whales, trees, flowers, and yes, humans too. Even the hardiest of creatures, those living in the deepest oceans or highest mountains, would succumb eventually. But nature is nothing if not resilient. In the oxygenless world, anaerobic bacteria, the ones that don't need oxygen, might survive, even thrive. These microscopic beings could form the base of a new ecosystem, one that's drastically different from what we're accustomed to. Imagine a world dominated by bacteria, where the rules of life are rewritten. It's a fascinating, albeit a bit terrifying concept. But it highlights just how crucial oxygen is to life as we know it. In the absence of oxygen, Earth would be a vastly different place. Oxygen is more than just a gas we breathe. It's the cornerstone of life as we know it, a silent player in every moment of our existence. From the immediate life-sustaining breaths we take to the intricate environmental processes, oxygen plays a pivotal role. Imagine a world without oxygen. Within seconds, life would come to a standstill. Humans and animals would suffocate, while the once thriving environment would descend into chaos. The absence of oxygen wouldn't just affect the present, but also the future. The long-term effects are equally, if not more, devastating. An oxygenless world would be a world without life. The importance of oxygen extends beyond our individual lives. It's the lifeblood of our planet, integral to the survival and prosperity of every species and ecosystem. Its disappearance would mean the end of life as we know it. Next time you take a breath, remember how vital that simple act is for you and